Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lakeside again. Carrying on from my previous video yesterday, there was a few comments asking different questions as regards the connections for the turntable to the Z21. You'll notice that there is no box now, so the turntable is completely free of the original ADM programming box, so it's operating entirely now from the Z21 and the iPad, of course. But you have to remember that if you have one of these ADM turntables, that you have to program it using the box first, so that the turntable, which has a built-in memory for the functions or positions, can remember where they are. Now this memory lasts forever. You know, I've had this 4-5 years now, and it never lost any positions ever. So when I switched this on today, it remembered all the positions I programmed in. And I positioned the tracks roughly to what I had on the original layout, and I had 7 tracks in total, 2 feeds coming in and 5 going out to the engine sheds. But it's entirely up to you what you have. Now I can only explain to you what I have here, which is the turntable, the ADM turntable, and the Z21 and iPad. If you've got anything different operating turntables, then I'm afraid I can't really help, because I don't know about how you program for Adreno or Drono, whatever it's called, power cab, all that. I'm afraid I'm useless at. I don't know anything about them. So I can only talk about what I have, which is the Z21, the ADM turntable, and the iPad. Now there's only 2 connections now, because the third connection was for the programming box, which hooked into a Cat5 terminal underneath on the circuit board. So all I have now is a power feed, which is 12 volt, and a connection going from the Z21 and hooking into a connection, and underneath it's called track, and there's just 2 terminals to connect, i.e. the negative and positive of the track. So in other words, you connect it up to your bus feed and that's it. 2 connections, power and track, and that's all you have to do. That's the only connections you need. And then after that, it's programming the positions of the track from the box onto the iPad. Now the Z21 software, I use the original software, not the second version, has capability of turntables. And so if you go into the railed vehicles settings, I've got this under ADM, and there is a little icon like a turntable which you can choose, and so you use that icon. And so for track 1 you make, or I have, I've made that F1. So if I press F1, let's go back. So if I press F1, then the turntable will take me to position 1. Press F2, it will take me to position 2, etc, etc. I have got another one, which I've only done 3 of, which is for the tails. So all these 8 here, 7 sorry, are for the home. Well, that's the home there where the chap is. I've fixed him. So that's the home, the feed in, if you like. and then all the rest are other positions around the turntable. So position 1 is the feed in, and then position 2 is a feed in as well on this one, and then 3, 4, 5 and 6 were positions for the tracks to go into the engine sheds. And all you do is that once you've got your box programmed for those particular positions, and it's really accurate, you can turn it, I think 0.4 of a millimetre, adjust it as it gets there. So it's very accurate. And once you've got those into position, then the Z21, as long as you've named them F1, 2, 3, 4, will then pick all that information up from the memory in the turntable. And that really is basically it. It's just 2 connections after you've programmed it, and the connection which is power and track power to there's 2 powers. There's power to the motor here and power for the track, and they're the only 2 connections you require. So today what I've done, I've taken, typically me, I've taken this all apart because it seemed easier to do that, to put this brickwork here around the side, which is now complete, that's finished. It doesn't foul anything. I've put the new railings on, and I've painted these like in a primer grey, and I haven't done any form of rust on it or anything. They're going to stay as primer grey, and fix the chap as well. While it was all apart, I did take the opportunity to clean up the brass contact strips underneath here in the centre, and just adjusted the belt underneath, etc. So I've given it a bit of an overhaul because it hasn't had anything done to it since I bought it. And now if I put it on to say it's in its home position, so if I go on to F1 it won't do anything because that's where it is at the moment. So if I go on to say position 3, and you'll notice it's a lot quieter. Just have a slurp of coffee while it's doing that. That's barely audible now. So it should be coming up to about position 3 any minute now. Right, you can hear it slowing down. So if you look at my iPad here, I can get the light shining off of it. It started off in this position here, which is the main feed in, and has gone all the way around to position 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you don't need any labels on it. You can remember where those positions are. So if you want this one, it's position 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just press the 4 button. And there we are, it's gone to position 4. So once it's programmed, which takes the longest, I must admit, because you have to get it absolutely spot on, which is easy to do. You've got a little plus and a minus on the box when you come to program it, and you just nudge it, you keep nudging it all the time until it's at the right position, and then that's programmed. You just press OK and it's done, it remembers it. So only a short video, but I thought I would just pop this up for the people who wanted to know how to connect it. And as you can see that now there's no box at all, it's completely independent of that box, which is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. I just want to be able to, as I said yesterday, just to control everything from the iPad, and it all works. Everything on my layout works from my iPad, including the lift. The cars or the trucks, they don't. They're completely independent, different system altogether. But eventually there will be infrared sensors on the road at the back, which will tell the vehicles when to stop, when to indicate and so forth, but that won't be anything to do with the iPad. It's purely to do with the Weissman operating system. But apart from that, everything is done, all points are done on here. I have got two symbols for points here. They're not points, so all they are is to make either a contact or no contact. In other words, making these tracks live or dead. That's all I've done on that. And that's it. So if we go back home to the home position, that will now traverse round to about there somewhere. I think maybe tomorrow what I will do is just put some tufts of grass around here, just small bits, because I don't want it to interfere with the track of the turntable, just to give it an indication that there's kind of weeds and dead grass in the edging. I might do that tomorrow. So there we go, all done and complete. I'm so happy with this now, really happy, especially now it's all fixed, and the railings are fixed. That's going back to home now, I think. I have got a dodgy connection on the power in for the feed, and I couldn't find the original adapter for it, so I've nicked an old BT router adapter for it, still 12 volt, but it's not quite fitting correctly. So it cuts in and cuts out every now and again. Okay, so hopefully that will help you. For those people who ask the questions about connections, just two connections: power to the track, power to the turntable itself, and that's it after you programmed it. Okay, I think that's about it. So, and I'm really pleased the way it's really quietened down now too. That's about it, so I will catch you again later with a different video of some sort. But until then, have a great weekend and enjoy yourself and stay safe. Bye for now. Bye.